Alright, the dragon rolled a 21 to hit on its bite attack, so I'm assuming that doesn't hit. What? That doesn't hit me. What's your armor class? 22. Alright, fine. Well, the next attack is a... Alright, 27 to... That doesn't hit me either. What are you talking about? You just said your armor class was 22. I have defensive duelist. I'm wielding a rapier, and now my armor class is 28, big boy. Fine, then the dragon's gonna use his breath attack, and that's gonna be a DC 18 dexterity saving throw. 21, your move. Fine, then you're just gonna take half damage. Half of what? Half of 126 D6. Oh, that's a lot. Alright, so that dealt 510 damage, so you take half that. Oh, cool, I still have 100 health left. What the fuck? Hello, everybody, my name is Offbeat Outlaw. Welcome to another episode of Power Building. You've seen the title. You've seen the thumbnail. You are probably asking yourself, Outlaw, how do you become invincible? And why did you make that particular poll last night asking what everyone's favorite support build is? And why did you put fighter on that? Very simply, because I'm right. Let me ask you a personal question. Do you hate dying? Come on. Be honest. There you go. Personally, I find death very inconvenient to what I want to do. So I found a way to make sure you, not only are you invincible, but you can make the rest of your party borderline invincible as well. Let's discuss the ultimate invincible multiclass of the Battlemaster Fighter and the Totem Bear Barbarian. So, I've already made the most of the character sheet. As you can already see, I've done some outside of game building. As you can see, we've got 16 levels in Fighter and 4 levels in Barbarian. This is to make sure that we have enough ability score improvement features to add on the feats that we want, as well as get the stats that we need. We are using 0.5 for this. So our stat spread is actually starting, as you can see, I've already put in all the points, but this strength, dexterity, and constitution is originally a 15, and everything else is an 8. Yeah. Look, I didn't say this guy was the smartest, nor did I say he was wise, nor did I say he was very charming. But look at the fucking stats on this unit. Look at this boy. Look at 20 strength. 20 dex, 20 constitution. This guy does not run in the Olympics. He is the Olympics. But beyond that, as you can see, look at those health points. 262 health points. For reference, your average wizard is probably gonna not even reach 100 hit points, much less 200, much less 262. But I found a way. I found a way to not only have 262 health points, but I found a way to make sure that everybody stays safe. Because that's what we're here for. This character is all about the safety. So, let's break it down. First thing we're going to be starting with is you're probably going to want to start off as a fighter. And you're going to want to be the interception fighting style fighter. The interception fighting style fighter allows you as a reaction to reduce the damage taken by your party members if they're within a certain number of feats. You can use this as your reaction. You get one of those per turn. It allows you to act on another person's turn. So basically, our character, if they see another one of our characters getting hurt, perhaps the mage with a total of 5 health points, you can make sure that they don't get absolutely blasted by that fireball. You can reduce the damage taken by them, which is an excellent ability. Next thing that's great for us is Second Wind. It allows us to refuel some health points as a bonus action. That's whatever. Action Surge. Okay, Action Surge is obviously good. It allows you to take an additional action on your turn. When is that not useful? And then we get to the superiority techniques. Specifically, I'm looking at bait and switch. Well, let's get back to that. Next thing that you're going to want to be is a variant human. You see, variant humans are very useful because they start out with feats, and you get 2 skill points to put wherever you want. You're going to want to put that into dexterity and constitution, so that you have a 16 and a 16 in both when you start this off. And then for your feats, you're going to want to take tough. Now, what tough does is it gives you a bonus to your health points that is equal to your level times 2. That is how we get to 262. You see, prior to the tough feat, if our character didn't have the tough feat, they'd only have 222 health points. But that's not good enough. We want to be invincible. So 262 health points, which is excellent for our character. So once you have that 16, you're going to want to level up 6 times in Fighter to get 2 ASIs to bump this Constitution score up to 20 to make sure that we are getting the maximum possible hit points. After which, you're going to want to get 4 levels in Barbarian to get 1 more ASI and you're gonna get something incredibly useful. You're gonna get Rage, you're gonna get Unarmored Defense, and you're gonna get Path of the Totem Warrior. So let's break this down. Rage is an incredibly powerful ability. As a bonus action, you can activate, and it gives you resistance to all types of physical damage, specifically bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. Resistance in Dungeons & Dragons means you take half damage from all of those damage sources. It is one of the best tanking abilities in Dungeons & Dragons. Moreover, you're gonna get Unarmored Defense. This allows us to add our Dexterity and Constitution modifiers together to bump up our armor class. All creatures start with a base 10, so now we're adding +5 and then another +5 to equal with a base 20. Our character also gets a shield from being a fighter, so we add on 2 more to our armor class, meaning we have an effective armor class of 22. By just standing there. For reference, plate mail. Armored plate mail. Full-on suit of knight armor without a shield is a 20. That means our dude, butt fucking naked, is the equivalent to a suit of armor. He's just standing there menacingly. What are you gonna do? Shoot at him? You can't bust through those mighty pecs. Let's get some monsters for reference who have an armor. Let's see what monsters don't even have armor classes of 20. Storm giants have an armor class of 16. Big beefy mans. Let's see what else has an armor class lower than 20. Oh, a Hydra has an armor class of 15. You know, a Hydra, just a multi-headed dragon of death. Let's see what else. Let's go to dragons. Let's see what armor classes dragons have. You know, dragons, Dungeons and Dragons. An adult bronze dragon has an armor class of 19. An ancient bronze dragon, aka a flying T-Rex that breathes fucking lightning, is just as hard to hit as our thick-ass boy. That's insane. And we'll be back to dragons. We'll be back to dragons in a moment. You see, I mentioned something else in this. Beyond the unarmored defense, we also get the unique ability Path of the Totem Warrior. And we're picking the bear Totem Warrior. Now, what does this do for us? What exactly do we get from being a Path of the Totem Warrior bear? You know, damage? What if we just didn't resisted all of it? Path of the Totem Warrior, the bear, allows us to, whenever we rage, have resistance to all damage except psychic. All! Fire, resisted. Ice, resisted. Lightning, resisted. A wall of force, resisted. Acid, resisted. The only thing that can hurt this man is a tough algebra question. That means that effectively, resistance, as I mentioned earlier, we take half damage from that damage source. So that effectively means that we have doubled our health points. Effectively. From 262 to 524. That is more than the adult bronze dragon. The ancient bronze dragon has 444. We have 524. Let's see what other dragons. We only have 20 less health points than an ancient gold dragon, which has a challenge ranking of 24. And it too has an armor class of 22. We are as hard to kill as a fucking dragon. And we're more dexterous. Certainly not as charming, nor are we as wise. So we could very easily be killed by a very tricky mousetrap. But sheer damage, if you hit an adult bronze dragon and this thick-ass boy with the same attack, they're gonna have equivocally the same health. That is insane. And I mentioned earlier that this character has, the ability to protect his friends as well. And I mentioned that interception fighting feature right at the beginning. Let's break this down, okay? With our ASIs and all that jazz, we have acquired the Tough Feat, Defensive Duelist, and Skill Expert. Defensive Duelist allows us as a reaction to increase our armor class by our proficiency bonus, as long as we're wielding a finesse weapon. Our Barbarian wields a rapier, meaning that our HC, as long as we wanted to, can be 28, meaning we can be harder to hit than a dragon at any time. And if that's not good enough for you, we have, I mentioned earlier, the Battle Master techniques. Remember that thing I mentioned? Bait and switch. What does that do? Why did I mention bait and switch? What does bait and switch give you? Well, it's not what bait and switch can do for you, it's what bait and switch can do for us. Bait and switch. When you're within 5 feet of a creature on your turn, you can expend 1 superiority die and switch places with that creature, provided you spent at least 5 feet of movement and the creature is willing and isn't incapacitated. This movement does not provoke opportunity attacks. Roll the superiority die until the start of your next turn. You or the other creature, your choice, gains a bonus to AC equal to the number rolled. We get to roll a d10 and add that to our armor class. The average dice roll for a d10 is 6. Meaning we get to add another 6 to our armor class, which means we can effectively raise our armor class to 34 on average, with a maximum of 38! Death? Who knows them? I don't! Hitting this creature, this abomination, the god's mistake. You may as well be trying to hit air, hit gravity, because this is an extraplanar being of pure raw power. And that's if only if you want to. You can add that AC to yourself, but you don't need it. So why don't you give it to your friend, effectively increasing their armor class by 6 on average? You can swap with the mage, and all of a sudden, they've got an armor class of 20. They're effectively wearing plate mail, all because you do-si-doed with them. That's hilarious. Moreover, do you want to know what else you can do? Do you know what else? If this isn't enough for you, if the health pool the size of a dragon was not enough, if the armor class of plate mail whilst being butt fucking naked was not enough for you, what if you just wanted to impose disadvantage on the creature's attacks for the entire turn? Well, might I introduce you to goading attack. What does goading attack do? It's right here. What does this do? I don't fucking know. Let's check the book. Goading attack. When you hit a creature with a weapon attack, you can expend 1 superiority die to attempt to goad the target into attacking you. You add the superiority die to the attack's damage roll, and the target must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the target has disadvantage on all attack rolls against targets other than you until the end of your next turn. The DC for this is 19. The creature has to make a wisdom saving throw of 19, or they can't hit anybody without expecting disadvantage, other than you. And as we mentioned, hitting you is basically impossible anyway. And what if you just wanted to make disadvantage for everybody? Well, all you have to do is hit them with that action surge dodge action. Now, no one gets to have fun. Mathematically, by the way, disadvantage is effectively a -5 to an attack roll. That's not good enough for you, by the way. That's still not good enough for you. We also have menacing attack. What's menacing attack? Menacing attack is another DC attack. They gotta make a wisdom saving throw of 19, or they're feared of you. They are scared of you. I don't know how they wouldn't be scared just by looking at you, but now they are definitely scared of you, which means they have disadvantage on every attack roll as long as they can see you. Are you not entertained by the idea of a buck naked specimen of pure energy staring you down, protecting his friends? You can hit him. You can hit him, by the way, I did the math, with on average 9 9th level fireballs, and he still won't die! Keep in mind, fireball is a dexterity saving throw, which he will have advantage on, because he has danger sets for the Barbarian, meaning most of those attacks won't even hit, because he's got a +5 in dexterity! You can hit him with 9 9th level fireballs! Most wizards only get 2 9th level spell slots! You can't kill this man! He can't be stopped! Is this not enough? And by the way, you might be thinking, okay, that's great. He can reduce the damage dealt to the rest of his party. He can raise their armor classes. He can't be killed himself, but can he do damage? Fuck yeah, he can do damage! Because he's a 16th level fighter, he gets 3 attacks if he takes the attack action. That's a lot of attacks. On top of that, he can apply one of these special lovely attacks, one of these battle master techniques to all 6 attacks if the action surges. How much damage is that, I hear you asking? Well, let me do the roll right now. We're using a rapier. That is a D8 weapon. We have a +11 to hit, so our attacks are gonna hit. We can be using strength while raging. That is a +5 +2, so +7 to damage on every hit. 84 damage. That is not a small amount of damage. That is the equivalent of 4 fireballs. 4. So if you don't kill this thing, it will kill you. And you might say, okay, well, what, you can just grab it. You can just grab it. No, you fucking can't. You hooligan. Did I not mention he is skill expert? And I put the expertise into athletics? This man has been perfecting his lifting form since he was a child. And he has advantage on this check as well. So that's effectively a +5. So he effectively has 22 plus 22 to athletics. Not if you get grabbed, it's when. So in summary, an effective armor class, always of plus 28, can protect his friends, can reduce damage taken by his friends and compatriots. He can tank 9 9th level fireballs, this effectively the same amount of health, and as difficult to kill as a dragon, can deal a shitload of damage. What more do you want? From a frontliner. You can probably you can shoot this guy and he won't die. The only shortcoming is if you put him in a math test, he will he will fail the math test. Let's just hope this character was built for a specific party that can handle social situations for him. So if you're not in a party like that, don't use this character. Anyway, I hope I've effectively communicated how busted, incredible this creature is. This amazing character. So thank you so much for watching. A reminder, if you want this character stat sheet, go to my Patreon. It's only $3 a month. Check out my Twitch channel for when I DM and for when I'm a player myself with my own batshit crazy creations. And check back next video. Get the fuck out of my house.